Well, this whole new year, new me thing has gone out the window because my year has started a fucking mess, as usual. Let me show you what's going on. Just ignore this, it's in here because I'm trying to vacuum it out at the moment, but project packs are going out the window, out the door at the moment. We're figuring out the packaging solution at the moment to make them a bit more secure. We had a few packages that arrived slightly damaged. To hide the address. We had a few packages arrive slightly damaged earlier, so we're now black wrapping them. Not an ideal solution, but yeah, it is what it is. It's one of those things that we will improve over time. When I started making the marking knives, before figuring out my current packaging solution, which is just to send them in a little box, we used to black wrap the shit out of them to protect them and make sure they got to the customer safely. But the thing is, I've learned with this is that when you're like starting something new like this, don't aim for perfection with it. Just get it out the door and then fix the mistakes as you go, because, like, you know, feedback from customers was what allowed me to figure out, oh, this packaging isn't working, it's tearing in this way, it's breaking in this way. That's what black wrap's going to fix. Obviously there's a trade-off there because plastics and stuff, but we'll figure out. Well, I've actually got a new solution on the way soon. I'm actually thinking, instead of shipping them in big boxes, we're just going to get some big ones like this. So then the legs and the plywood base for the drawer and stuff can all fit in them, and it will be in one solid double wall thickness piece of cardboard. So we'll see how that works out. Yeah, on the subject of project packs, I honestly couldn't be happier about how this has gone. I massively overordered in the last batch, and this is pretty much all we've got left. We got 4 walnut shaker tables, one of which is a B-stock one, so small defects and stuff here and there. You can see there's sapwood on the legs and stuff like that. We got poplar ones here. And on that note, one of the things I realised about poplar is, yes, it's a cheaper timber. Yes, it's not the most visually pleasing sort of finished result you'll get from it, but it's really good for painting. So I've got 2 poplar toolboxes here, and I actually thought about taking one for myself, to be honest, just to see how this would look. Like, make one all out of poplar and then paint it black with some milk paint or chalk paint or something like that to give it that sort of old look that can like wear away on the edges and things. I think it would look pretty cool, and it's obviously a much cheaper solution than going for something like oak, maple, ash, you know, all these other ones that are commonly used for toolboxes. But outside of that, it's a bit of a mess in here because last night I was sending someone's wallet back to them, and I decided to make it a bit of a challenge. Rob can overlay photos of what I did on that. And then this is a late Christmas present for my stepdad. Because you guys have been keeping me so bloody busy over this Christmas period, I wasn't able to finish it, but he really likes the kitchen knife I made myself in that video, the stabilizing video. So I'm making one for him. Look at that. So yeah, obviously all Damascus steel. I'm going to be careful not to touch the edge because it is fucking sharp. And then this is all a hammered finish on there. That is actually textured. And what I read about these is that when you're cutting things like, I don't know, tomatoes or whatever, by cutting through and having those little air pockets, it allows the slices to sort of fall away a bit easier rather than be suctioned to the side of the blade. So yeah, it is like so sharp. It's unbelievable. But yeah, I've got to do a lot of cleanup on this without cutting myself. But yeah, stabilized bog oak. It's going to look the tits. And then on the subject of stabilizing, one of my jobs today is to go and get, let's just get these opened. Get these stabilized, because these are handles for marking knives, custom orders and stuff. They're all stuck. So we've got, yeah, bog oak in there, walnut. I think there's that bit of massive birch as well. What I've decided is any of the domestic timbers that we make tools from, so things like cherry, maple, bog oak, technically it is a domestic timber, it's just found in the ground rather than grows out of the ground. What else have we got? Massive birch is technically a domestic timber. Basically anything that isn't an exotic timber is going to be stabilized as standard, just to give it a bit of extra durability, strength and weight, because I think that's just sort of what you should be expecting from a tool of that price and quality. So for the time being, I don't actually plan on increasing the price to reflect this, because I can cram enough of them in that stabilizing chamber to not really add a whole lot of cost to it. But never make promises like this because you never know what sort of ball aches are going to come along to bite you in the arse later. And then coming back in here, just to, I guess, explain some of this mess. So we've got that's the slats for the bed in the van. That's the oven for the van. That's a leftover worktop for the van. And this is pretty much all of the gas supplies that need to go in. I am absolutely gagging. Let's use the word gagging to get working on that thing again. It's actually been quite nice up until now, sort of working on it in bursts, having sort of long breaks and things to give my brain a bit of a rest and focus on other things. But yeah, I'm at the point now where I'm feeling really antsy to get back onto it, because I was at quite a fun point before stopping to. I basically haven't done anything on it since Rob started working for me back in September. So it's been a long time, and I was just at the point of doing all the cabinetry and actually fitting the place out. Next, I've got things like the electric, the gas and the water to do, so it is a little bit more fiddly, but it's all learning new skills, and that is part of that was a lot of the joy and I guess the expectations for doing the van. It was to learn those skills and try and like get a bit of enjoyment in the process as well. So I'm really looking forward to getting working on that again. I know a lot of you are waiting for updates on it. It is still going. I haven't sold it. I haven't abandoned the project. It's just a massive time sink and a massive money sink apart from anything. The videos, like, they're pretty popular, but they're not the most popular videos we get. And there's obviously not a whole lot of like sales I can get as a result of filming those videos. Like I can recommend some sealers or something and get a 2% commission on Amazon from any sales we get, but there's not really a whole lot of income from it for me. And you know, you've seen the amount of material and the amount of cost that goes into that. It's just this, it's not a smart business move, but it's for me. It's a personal project that I'm just trying to get squeeze a little bit of extra monetary juice out of. But yeah, I'm going to be working on it hopefully this month. We have got other projects looming over me in the meantime, so we'll see. But if it were up to me, I would be prioritizing that until summer now, just to get it done. But life doesn't work that way all the time. But yeah. But anyway, we are thinking about kind of making these behind the scenes a little bit more topical and focused rather than erratic like this one. So if there's anything that you want to see, for example, one of the ones that I quite want to do is like how we handle orders, like from the whole process of getting an order, how it goes through our system, what that looks like, what system we use, how we organize it, how we package things, and then how it goes out the door and all that sort of stuff. It's quite a lot of, you know, you've seen glimpses in this video of the shaker table and stuff like that, but there's quite a lot of interesting things there, a lot of things that took a lot of figuring out and a lot of things that still need to be figured out. And, you know, that might be quite an interesting video for these behind the scenes series. And, you know, if there's anything else that interests you, that you've just got this sort of like, what are they actually doing there? How does that work? Like, how do they edit videos? How do they sort of figure out the script and the pacing of videos? How do they make decisions on like what to include in the video and what to not? What's the overall approach? What's the planning stage? You know, you could just say all of the above, I don't know. But if there is anything that's, I don't know, of interest to you, let us know and we'll make a quick video on it explaining how we do it, what we do and all that. See ya.
Right, it's my turn to give an update, and I'm here in my office and not at the workshop because I've got to fix some things. You see, this is the current situation of the free online woodworking school website. So what does that mean for the website? Essentially, we've got to rebuild it. This is Wix, no longer WordPress, and it's all the same stuff you've seen before, just working. And because of that, it's going to be far more responsive, it's going to be quicker to update, and it's going to be more secure in the long run. So this has been my life for the past week. A little bit redesigned to make it clearer, more efficient, and more effective when it comes to us updating the information. Speaking of updating information, this is a game changer. But the Free Online Woodworking School is not the only website I've been working on. We've also got the Matt Esley shop. This is where we've now got tools, but now we've got a ready to ship area. Now, these ready to ship knives are essentially knives that we've intentionally overstocked on, and they are now available to purchase with immediate dispatch directly from the workshop. So if you're in need of a knife quickly, this is your place to look. So what else do we have aside from the tools? We've got the project packs. Now the project packs, of course, are listed in a very similar way to the tools, but here we've also got ready to ship added. These products exist because we intentionally over-order on the project packs. And you may be thinking, why the hell do you do that? You're spending more money just to over-order. Yes, point being, we want to make sure that the grain and the colour and the style of the woods match up in every project pack that we create. If we were to just order one at a time per essentially customer order, there is a risk that we're going to get parts of the project pack that maybe have a defect, that maybe are slightly tinted and a different hue, and that's not what we want to supply. We want to make sure that the quality is as high as bloody possible. So from myself and Matt, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week for another behind the scenes video.